So, you're moving to Warrensburg or you're PCSing to Whiteman Air Force Base, and you don't really know what Warrensburg is like. Do people like it? Do they hate it? Today, we're going to talk about the 8 things that people do not like about Warrensburg, Missouri. Stay tuned. And don't forget to like and subscribe right down below because I make a new video every single week and you're going to want to get notified. Also, my contact information is right down there. So if you're coming here, if you're PCSing to Whiteman, if you're moving to Warrensburg and you have any questions about the area or things that are great or things that suck, do not hesitate to reach out. Call me, text me, email me. I love talking to people. I also love helping people buy houses, but that's a separate subject. Anyway, okay, here we go. Today, friends, we are talking about the 8 things that people do not like about Warrensburg, Missouri. Now, if you've ever watched my videos, you know that I like calling a spade, and there are a couple things that people here in Warrensburg aren't too happy about. Hopefully working on fixing, but you know, what can you do? So I'm gonna go through that list, starting at number 8, and we're gonna work our way down. Here we go. Okay, number 8. Number 8 is there is no grocery store on the south side of town. Now, this may not sound like a big deal, but if you live on the south side of town, it sure is. I actually live on the south side of town, and I gotta tell you, I would love to have a grocery store over on the south side of town. And I know that it's only 10 minutes to drive, actually it's more like 7, to drive from my house to Hy-Vee or my house to Walmart, which are the 2 grocery stores in town. But it would be so much nicer if there was a Price Chopper on the south side of town, because then that would be literally 2 minutes away from my house. And there's already a building there for it. Price Chopper? Crickets? Anyone? But that is actually something that I hear a lot, is that there's not enough development happening on the south side of town. And there's definitely the space for it. So there you go. That's something to think about if you're buying a house on the south side of town. Moving on. Number 7. This one I hear and I'm like, we're too small. So we are a small town in the Midwest, but some people, when they come here, I guess it can definitely be a culture shock. If you were raised in a large city like California, like Los Angeles, New York, even Kansas City or St. Louis, any large city, you come to Warrensburg, you're going to be like, wow, this is a small town. And there's a lot of land outside of town, lots of country land that has like horses and cows. I personally love it. But yeah, you're right. We're a small town. If you go to the grocery store, you're going to see people you know. And if you're dressed in your pajamas with curlers in your hair, you're going to hear about it at church next week. I'm just telling you straight up. Everyone's in a little bit in everyone's business, but also you can go to the store and you know all of the owners of that mom and pop store. Your kids go to T-ball with their kids, and there's a really cool sense of like community love and pride and support in our town. So yes, we are a small town, but you know, if you want to go to a mall or a bigger city, you just have to drive, 30 minutes to Lee Summit or 45 minutes up to Kansas City, or take the train down to St. Louis and you can drink wine on the way. There you go. Moving on to number 6. Now, number 6 kind of goes a little hand in hand with the fact that we are a small town and we don't have any public transportation. I know, it does kind of suck actually. I wish we had a bus. I wish we had one of those trolley cars like in San Francisco. That would be awesome. But we don't. We do, though, have a local taxi service, which is awesome. And there is something called an Apple bus that can help pick up disabled people and seniors and take them to things like Walmart and stuff like that. So that is available, but we don't have a public transport system. And that is a darn shame. And I hope we get one. Even just a local bus that would come around on a regular scheduled time would be awesome. So something hopefully for the future, but we have taxis. Moving on to number 5. Now, number 5 is funny because it's not just Warrensburg, but this is when I ask the question, hey, what do you not like about our town? I get this answer and I'm like, but that's like a lot of the country. People don't like the bugs. So here we are in Missouri. We're in the Midwest. We're right in the middle of the United States of America, and we have bugs. So we have cicadas, which actually the swarm is about to hit. That's bugs that they live underground for years and years and years and years, and then they come up and they make really loud noises and hook onto trees, and they do that for a couple weeks, then they die and go back underground. But we have cicadas. We have ticks. Ticks are nasty little blood-sucking creatures, and they're horrible, and I hate them. I'm sorry for the scientists that study them. I just don't like them. And then we also have chiggers. We have spiders. So we have mosquitoes. We have a lot of bugs here in Missouri. So if you're here, especially outside of town, maybe in the country, and you turn a light on at night, you are going to get flooded by insects. The fun thing though is then you'll see all these cute little frogs that kind of live around your lights outside at night, and they eat all the bugs, and they're adorable. But yes, if you come here, you live in the Midwest, there will be bugs. Prepare, buy bug spray. Moving on to number 4. So number 4 is also, it's very much a Missouri thing or a Midwest thing. It's not necessarily a Warrensburg thing, but this was on the main list of things that people said. So I'm going to say it. It gets too hot in the summertime and too cold in the wintertime. I mean, it is true. It gets very hot here in the summertime. The average temperature in the summer is between like 90 and 105 degrees, and it's that humid heat, so it's very warm and sticky. It's not as bad as Florida, but you walk outside, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna hit you like a wave. And then in the wintertime, it's usually around 9 degrees. It sometimes drops to 0. We actually don't get a lot of snow here in Missouri, but what we do get are ice storms. And what are ice storms, you say? They are where it rains a lot and then it freezes suddenly, so everything is covered with this like beautiful, magnificent, deadly sheet of ice. And I mean, it is glorious the way that it looks, but woo, it's deadly. Don't drive, just stay inside. We usually get those at least about once a year, maybe 2. So we definitely have seasons here in Warrensburg. We have some weather, but I will say that our public works department is fantastic. They are on that stuff. They clear the roads. They handle any down power lines, all that kind of stuff. They are on it. So our city is very proactive with things like that, which is awesome. Moving on, we're going to go to number 3. Now, number 3, I do agree with 100%. We don't have enough restaurants here in town. And I'm not talking about, American style restaurants that have cheeseburgers, because we have those and they're amazing, or Mexican food. We have multiple Mexican restaurants, but man, I would just do some slight crimes for a good Indian restaurant, or just some like different types of Mediterranean cuisine, or just different types of restaurants. A French restaurant, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. So I wish that we do have some amazing local restaurants in town, and they are fantastic, but man, I wish we had a couple more different types of food. And this is where everyone and their mom is going to comment that we don't have a KFC, and I'm going to say, people, we had a KFC and no one ate there, and that's why they left. But I mean, I love me some fried chicken. Players actually has the best fried chicken if you've never been there. But we have amazing restaurants in town. I wish we had more, and I wish they were a little more diverse. Oh my gosh, I would just die for a German food restaurant. Give me some schnitzel. Oh, so good. Anyway, sorry. You get me talking about food and I can just go on tangents. Oh, I love food. Anyway, okay, I need to stop talking about food because I'm going to sound weird, but I wish we had more restaurants. Moving on, number 2. Number 2. So number 2 is definitely in my neck of the woods, being a real estate agent. Our housing market is super competitive and it's pricey. I'll tell you, if you want to live in Warrensburg, you're definitely going to have to get a jump on things, meaning you're going to have to go into the situation with a good lender, with a good agent, and a pre-approval. Because of the University of Central Missouri and because of Whiteman Air Force Base, lots of people want to live in Warrensburg, and because our town is pretty great. But there are not enough houses to go around. So houses pop on the market here and they pop right back off. So our housing market is very competitive. The flip side of that coin, though, is if you purchase a house here and you stay in it for a couple years, when you sell it, you're gonna make some money. Houses gain equity in Warrensburg fast, and that's because of supply and demand. People want to live in Warrensburg. So I actually have clients who I helped them buy a house when they first got here because they transferred to Whiteman Air Force Base from a different duty station. I helped them buy a house, and then a couple years later, they got orders to a new station, and I helped them sell their house. No fail, every single time my clients made a significant amount of money on the sale of their home. And that's just because of supply and demand here in Warrensburg. So is our housing market in Warrensburg competitive? Yes, it is. But if you have a really good real estate agent and a good lender, you can jump on a really good deal and then have a great house. And then when you leave, sell it, make some money. So, you know, double-edged sword. There you go. Moving on. Number 1. Drum roll. Number 1, the number 1 reason why people do not like Warrensburg is there isn't a Target. This is literally the exact same number 1 from the last video I made like 2 years ago, and it has not changed. That is literally, because I ask people online, I ask my friends, I almost do like little surveys, and the most answered answer was there is not a Target in Warrensburg. And I tell you, I get it. I get it. I love me some Target. I love me some Target. I especially love the Cat and Jack clothing that they sell at Target because you can bring your clothes back after your kids grow out of them and return them for free. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. If you don't know about that, check it out. But I just love Target. I love Target so much more than Walmart. I'll say it. I don't even care. So I gotta say, I do wish that we had a Target. It would be wonderful. Target, are you listening? We still want you to come here. But thankfully, there is a Target about 35 minutes away. So if you need to get your Target fix, or your Costco fix, or your Whole Food fix, all those fixes, your Trader Joe's fix, there are those available, but they're about 30 to 45 minutes away, or an hour away if you want to go to IKEA, because, you know, I love me some IKEA. Anyway, there you go, folks. Those are the top 8 reasons why people do not like Warrensburg. Now, does it keep people from moving here? Heck no. The great things about our town massively outweighs these 8 things. But, you know, it's always good to know when you're coming to a new place, the things to expect. And those are things you can expect. There you go. I hope you liked my video. I hope that this has helped you somewhat in your decision on whether or not to move here, or at least made you feel more comfortable about moving here. Don't forget to like and subscribe right down below because I make a new video every single week. You're going to want to get notified. Also, my contact information is right down there. So if you're coming here, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to text me, email me, call me. I love talking to people.